Tolfdir is Master Wizard. Certainly didn't anticipate that. All right, then.
Divine smile on you, friend. Oh my, that's quite a difficult question. Never underestimate the ability to influence others. Whether they're friends or foes, they're almost all susceptible to illusion spells. They can turn the tide of a battle in a moment's notice. There are also spells that help in avoiding conflict altogether. Invisibility is tricky to master, but exceptionally useful. Farewell.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please, let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college. I sure know. Those archaic policies died out with the Mages Guild, and were never enforced here. Necromancy, as any other type of magic, is a tool to be used. Of course, non-mages may not see it that way, so we don't go around flaunting it. Not within society, no. Many who practice within the School of Conjuration do so on their own, secretly. Falion is the only one I know who is public about what he does. He was once my teacher here, but left the college years ago. Ah, that, yes. The group prior to yours has disappeared entirely. It's possible that there was less than the necessary amount of oversight. That's still being looked into. But we've had no contact with them for quite some time now. Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get themselves lost in the Outer Realms. But I think that's giving them too much credit. I hadn't really considered it in terms of time. I suppose it's been at least a month. Let me think. What were they working on? As I recall, Ysra was trying to improve flame cloak spells to better work in Skyrim's harsh environment. Elos Tai was practicing illusion spells. She was having trouble with the calm spells, I believe, but only ever worked with skeevers. And then there's Borvir and Rundi, twins, though they rarely agreed on anything. Those two boys were obsessed with mead, convinced they could concoct something to compete with Honningbrew. Something about using frost magic to chill the mead for a certain period of time. I felt it was a waste, but the Archmage let them proceed. He didn't like the Archmage, hated dealing with him, hated having to answer to him. Falion said he hated what this place was becoming, so he just left. Aron found a note on his desk, and that was it. I understand he settled down in Hjalmarch, and his presence there caused something of a problem. It's possible, but we've had no... Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get... I'm not sure. None of them were working on anything terribly dangerous. As I recall, Ysra was trying to improve flame cloak spells to better work in Skyrim's harsh environment. Elos Tai was practicing illusion spells. She was having trouble with the calm spells, I believe, but only ever worked with skeevers. And then there's Borvir and Rundi, twins, though they rarely agreed on anything. Those two boys were obsessed with mead, convinced they could concoct something to compete with Honningbrew. Something about using frost magic to chill the mead for a certain period of time. I felt it was a waste, but the Archmage let them proceed. So, you wish to master the arcane arts? Now, if you'll excuse me. There are few... So you wish to master the arcane arts? So you wish to master the arcane arts? That incident. I'll teach you some of what I know, but be careful. All right, then. The people of Skyrim have no appreciation for what we do here. Not that I care.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim. I need some more supplies. Can you help out with that? I'm running low on lesser soul gems. If you can bring me 3 more, that would be helpful. You've come to the right place. I'd be happy to teach you. Until next time.
I'm sure you've made note of who's been the most helpful during your time here, Archmage. May I just say it's a pleasure to have you leading the college, really. All right then.
You consider restoration a valid school of magic, worthy of study, don't you? Don't you? Good. Good. Not that I require validation, of course. There are just some, and I shan't name names, who would disagree. It can make life difficult when one's colleagues fail to recognize the research one engages in. Well, no, not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter rooms. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it. Take a look.
wonder what we could have done with the eye, had it been put to better use.
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand. All this... We were able to figure out the last text you brought in. I thought the least I could do is pass the knowledge along.
Cesargo is eager to hear how the scrolls are working.
Word is the College of Mages
You know
is
about
back to
Talos?
normal.
He founded
Such
the
a evil
Empire.
backlot.
Like anyone, a crisis will push them towards devotion. I've been seeing a lot of the Shatter Shields since they lost their daughter. Hilevi Cruelseat comes in a lot, but I haven't seen her husband here in years. Ulfric prays for strength. I speak to Captain Lonelygale, but he doesn't spend much time here. Too busy. Talos, who in life was known as Tiber Septim, united Tamriel and founded the Empire. He was rewarded for his deeds by being joined with the Divines in eternal glory, the only mortal to do so. We worship him that we might follow in his path. We can't literally join him in the heavens, but we may do our best to know them here on Nirn. The Empire's elven puppet masters never cared much for the idea of a human becoming a divine, so the worship of Talos is outlawed. Skyrim doesn't take kindly to being told what to do, and to try and forget Talos, well, they may as well ordered us all to cut off our ears. Blessings of Archay be upon you.
Kodlak Whitemane is in a better place now.
May the gods
For is
walk.
there any
Looking to
place
protect yourself or deal some damage? Whether it's armor you need or a new blade, come see me.
I'd travel more, but who wants to deal with all the soldiers these days? Just got here from the Somerset Isles. Lots of opportunity in Skyrim. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Thank you for your custom.
We're one of the same kind, you and I. I'm glad to... if that is what you wish. Lead on, then.
If you're looking to get trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. I'll see you again soon.
And what might you need, hmm? If that is what you wish. Lead on, then.
You hear the news? There's a dragon roosting up on Mount Anthor, to the northwest.
My heart goes out to Clan Shattershield. Kin murdered, family Warhammer stolen.
Whatever you've heard I can do is probably true. Oh, isn't that a shame? And here I am in the Bloodworks.
Footsteps will echo.
Looks like you aren't such a sharp investigator after all. What made you think I was to blame in the first place? I've actually been after the killer myself. My what now? I've never kept a journal, I can assure you. What exactly did this amulet look like? I know it well. Or at least I've heard of it. I would wager that carving once depicted a skull. That is the necromancer's amulet of legend. It appears you are at least half right. There is necromancy at the heart of this. Yeah. Calixto and his books are often confused about such matters. It happens to the best of us. I've been noting a pattern to when the killings happen. Now that we know they're tied into some sort of necromantic ritual, I think I know when the next might occur. Let's see. From a Lourdes of Last Seed until a Midas of Hearthfire, it will happen soon. Very soon. Keep watching the Stone Quarter tomorrow night. That's almost certainly where the killer will strike next.
The Imperials think us all lawless beasts. For a dragon to attack Kyne's Grove. Why? Why there? There's no place. One of the guards said he saw a mage appear out of thin air. Claimed it was one of those siege monks.
Spare a coin for a poor old woman.
All the Argonians at the docks are nice to me. Good thing, too. My father would run them off.
It's so good to see you again. A few septims for my supper is all I ask. Spare a coin. Talos rewards. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. The divine smile on a charitable soul.
I once killed 6 men single-handed while rescuing my brothers in arms from ambush by an Imperial patrol.
I'd travel more, but who wants to deal with all the soldiers these days? Thank you for your custom.
Yes, Dovahkiin. How can I help you?
What? Business do college mages have in a place like Sarthon anyway? It's a place for Nord dead.
I'd travel more, but who wants to deal with all the soldiers these days? Thank you for your custom.
A few septims for my supper is all I ask.
If it's better board you're after, Candlehurst Hall's got both.
It's so good to see you again.